Blueprint. So the blueprint is, the basic understanding. It's like a technical drawing of something that we're going to produce. So as far as us as coaches, then the philosophies that we work under, if the client is the biggest resource, then what are they packing in their blueprint? And then there's 2 questions to ask, possibly 3. Have they got a good blueprint and they're operating it, they're building it incorrectly? Have they got a poor blueprint that they're operating very well? And possibly a poor blueprint that they're also operating poorly. So deep entrenched in the client's resources is if they've watched videos, read books, had lessons. And again, we know that from both our research and through what you'll find on the various golf improvement sites, that there is a huge amount of difference of opinion out there. Now, I don't want to go too much into those differences of opinion, but for us to assess their blueprint, we must have a blueprint of our own. But we also need to be very flexible in that blueprint, because very few people come to me saying to me exactly, I want the best golf swing I can have. I.e., they want something built by a Rolls-Royce engineer. Mostly we're looking at parts of what they've constructed and going into one part and just helping them with that one part a little bit. So we rarely get the opportunity to take someone to their full potential, which is a physical preparation, the use of the equipment, the quality of the golf swing and the quality of the mind, which we will have all the answers for, or be able to go to someone to get. So understand that to unpack this blueprint, we need some tools. Now, these tools are separate in your training, so they are super slow. Measuring, mirrors, cameras, our ability to question, understanding how questions can unpack the cause and effect and whether they are going to move us towards that desired outcome. And as far as our blueprint's concerned, we're going to stick to the golfing machine and the 3 imperatives and the 3 essentials, and definitely around the fact that we're looking at what the club shaft's doing, club head and club face. We're not so worried about what the body's doing to do those things. If we get this to work on plane, whether it's a 1-plane swing or a 4-shift plane swing, and the club head's coming in at the right angle, at the right speed, with a club face closing, opening, square, whatever our desire, and then how that's moving in relation to the starting point. So that's the blueprints that we're working around. So we may well have somebody that has invested in the blueprint quite heavily, and that blueprint isn't going to help them achieve their desired outcome. So we have to go back and carefully question, offer them alternatives, and get them to shift their belief about what it is that they need to work on and why they need to work on, and getting it aligned specifically. Why this is so important is if we don't unpack their blueprint in the first place, then how are we going to make sure that they've got the correct resources? Because the resource of them, even though the client is the resource, what are they resourcing? So if they're resourcing from a poor blueprint, then we need to give them a much better concept of what it is that they should be doing. Or if they've got a great blueprint, then we need to work on some of the other tools that we've got in our toolbox to help them produce the product that they have the blueprint from. On other sessions, there's obviously tapes already around about the other aspects that I taught of that go together in this whole blueprint package. If you're watching this more from a game improver standpoint, then I think the biggest thing that you can take from that, although you can do some of this work, you're going to need to have a perspective of some sort to check that your blueprint is correct. So thank you for listening, and if you've got any questions, then either use the Facebook Peter Hudson Golf, if you're the golf coach, then use the World Golf Teaching Federation's private page at the YGA, and if you've got any questions outside of that, just email me at info@wgtf.org.uk. Thanks for listening.